Well. More breaking news for the Atlanta Falcons, man. Things can turn in a second because I'm sitting up like an old ass man, falling asleep. I'm seeing Kevin Stefanski is now the favorite since Jim Harbaugh has got the New York Giants job. But again, things change fast. Mr. Ricky Scoops, NFL insider, man, he somehow breaks news, and he's always right. He predicted the Giants to get Harbaugh, and now we all thought that Kevin Stefanski was a shoe in. We all thought Ian Cunningham was a shoe in. And I know I thought Ian Cunningham because of his ties to Ryan Poles and Matt Ryan's ties to Ryan Poles. But sometimes, friendships still, run in different circles. San Francisco 49ers Josh Williams. Um, Now he's currently the favorite to get the job, and I'm not surprised. But he said if hired, look for him to possibly bring in Robert Saleh as coach. That's not a surprise either, because my boy A1, he threw that name out before anybody. And if they get Robert Saleh, I think it's a home run, man. And look, I know we want an offensive-minded coach. I want an offensive-minded coach. But to see what Robert Saleh did with the 49ers defense after losing his key player in Bobby Wagner and losing Bosa to the Giants, um, not to the Giants, to the Bills. Um, but when you look at it, man, it makes so much sense. You gotta build a strength and an identity. And I think defense needs to be their identity at this point. Why? Because we've been asking for years, what is the Falcons' true identity? We knew what it was during that Super Bowl run in 2016. It was definitely offense. And who was the catapult of that offense? The innovator. Kyle Shanahan. So now you go back to the well, for which, the water runs kind of rich. You look at their organization and the way it's structured. San Francisco is known as a winning organization. In my childhood years, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Roger Craig, Charles Haley, all these guys, 49ers. Same, they're the same organization. Ran the same, still building championship contenders. And I have no problem with this. So why not bring a guy up under John Lynch? If y'all remember, was the first time GM when he got hired, first time in the front office, was, brought up under the best, under their wings for him to learn to be a GM. What do the Falcons have right now? A young candidate, president of football, brand new position, gonna do most of the decision making. Sound familiar? So this makes a lot of sense. But he's also saying that Matt Ryan does prefer a veteran coach with previous experience. Stefanski also been linked to the opening. I still think Stefanski has a chance. Don't get me wrong. But when you see this and see how it ties together, it makes so much sense. Um, to come from a 49ers organization with these two guys who, and I don't get me wrong, yes, Robert Saleh had a losing record with the Jets, but we talk about the Jets, one of the worst front offices in the league. So when you see things like this turn around, it's really not a surprise because you go from getting someone, having someone like Raheem Morris, who to me was egotistical in a lot of ways, but also switching over to a Robert Saleh, a tough, hard nosed guy, is something that we need in his front office, in his coaching staff. And now you possibly have an identity to, ride home on, which is defense. And I think they're going to keep Jeff Ulbrich as well. They're going to keep Nate Ollie, Jerry Gray. They're going to keep all the guys on the defensive coaching staff. And this could be their identity going forward with Jalen Walker, James Pearson Jr., Xavier Watts, Billy Bowman, AJ Terrell. They still have to, Brandon Dorless. They still have to get a number two corner, but the way Robert Saleh had that defense playing with all those injuries, that won't be a problem. Now, when you look over to the offensive side of the ball, guess what? Mike McDaniels is still out there. If he doesn't become a head coach, that would be my expected hire for the Atlanta Falcons. Another tie to the organization. Quarterback, I think he was a quarterback coach for Matt Ryan when he won his Super Bowl MVP. So that's something else to look out for. But this news to me is a surprise, but it's not surprising because they're going the route of going to find someone with structure, someone with a winning pedigree, and this is what the Falcons need. Point blank, period. So now, as we look at this, tell me what y'all think, man. Is Robert Saleh, Josh Williams the right hire? Let me know by dropping them comments in the comment box. This your boy Antoine Smith signing off. I will holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.